Good morning, boys, girls, friends, enemies, whoever. Subject for today. Last time I spoke about my first ever ride on a motorbike and the first bike I ever had. About cars, learning to drive. Sure, pretty much most of us have got a license. I was in the mid-60s. I learnt to drive on an old Ferguson farm tractor, grey, really beat up thing she was. Then we moved. And I got a job, again, weekends, at a slaughterhouse. Yeah, I know, but it paid well. And I took my test in an Austin A40 Farina. Yeah, I might have to Google that. And as soon as I passed my test, it was winter and I didn't want to commute 5 or so miles on a motorbike in snow, etc. So I bought myself a little Austin A35 black. It was a cheap, economical car just to survive the winter, but boy, that was so much fun. And that started a sort of a love affair, not with the car but with cars. So, well, I've always had bikes. In the periods when I could afford one, I've had a car. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. Mainly sort of going out nightclubs, as you do when you're in your teens. And I've had a succession of monsters. Started with a Mark II Jag, moved on to a Firebird, swapped that for a Mustang, because in those days American and big engine cars were not worth poo. And in the 70s, during the fuel crisis, I picked up an E-Type Jag for silly money, sold it 8 months later and made 10 quid profit. Nah, £10 is not much, but it was in those days. It was a good night out. Now I started courting a girl. She had a motorbike as well. Well, I taught her to ride and we had a pair of motorbikes. We used to cruise all sorts of places. And she passed her test and progressed. And one morning, she was 9 months pregnant. She was going to go to work. And I come out the front door to see her kick start in the bonnie. Not unusual. And every time she kicked down, because she could never start it first time. I could always start it first or second time. But it took her 3 or 4 kicks. And as she kicked down, the bump of a 9-month pregnant girl whacked the petrol tank. And I said, then and there, that's it. Yeah, not having a bike till the baby's born. And we bought a little Triumph 2000 PI, beautiful little thing it was. Ended up taking that banger racing. As you can imagine, a lot of the cars I was buying were not top of the range or new. In fact, I had some pretty deadbeat cars. Then I got into off-road driving. A friend of mine took me and I got the bug. So for a few years I had a selection of Land Rovers. I went through Series 1, Series 2, Series 2A, Mark 1 Range Rover, Mark 2 Range Rover, all got pretty much destroyed. But they were toys, they were second vehicles, they were just for fun. I sort of lose track of what I had. I think I had a BMW 520. When I eventually moved to Jersey, because I had to wear a suit a lot, I had a little succession of cars there. I had a Saab 900. Then I moved on to a CJ5 Jeep. It was really customised. I mean, it had all the chrome. Never been off-road, it's Jersey. It was about showing off, but I just loved the vehicle. Got a bit fed up with that, moved on to a little KTM 7. That was great fun. My third daughter, 1, 2, 3, my fourth daughter, who was about 8 at the time, used to love me picking her up. And she never knew. One day I might pick her up from school in the police car. Another day I might pick her up in the KTM, much to her friends' delight. At that time I had a K100, BMW K100 motorbike as well, and I moved on to the BMW 1150 GS, which is why I know I don't like BMW GS's. Moving on, divorce. I pretty much lost a lot of things, lost most things. Moved back to England, succession of little cars just to get me about, a couple of little Fords. Then for a while, when I wasn't feeling well with arthritis, some of you may remember, I had the Mazda for a while, a little Mazda MX-5. So quite an interesting journey. Bearing in mind, I also for a period drove lorries internationally, and a Series ERF. What have I driven on there? MANs, Maggie Deutsches, Scania 110, 111, 112, Volvo FL10s, Volvo FL12, Renault Magnum. So, oh yeah, and there was a little period between marriages, between the first and the second marriage, when I did a bit of, I got a PSV and a public service vehicle licence and did a bit of coach driving. And a friend of mine, Stuart, introduced me to doing Eurolines, which is mainly continental. So you load up at London Victoria and take them down to Vitoria in Spain, or Milan, or whichever coach trip you're on. And it was a Eurolines, it was a sort of coach stroke bus trip. I did that for about a year. Did a few ski runs at weekends for another company, doing Val d'Isère and all that with the old skiers. So I've had a slightly varied driving, riding, location history. No regrets. My life has always been fun. My life has always been interesting. And I'm sort of looking forward to the next chapter. I'm hoping this isn't it. I'm hoping there's a little bit of excitement to come. Who knows? Anyway, that's sort of it for now. So you know the rules. Way back inwards. That back tyre does like to wiggle out. So So yeah, be happy. Smile at the miserable buggers. And ride or drive safe.